What is going on, guys? In today's video, we're going to be talking about hash power and how it can be used to be the next great commodity. Now, this is going to be going over the two companies under the Titan umbrella. So number one is the Titan mining pools and the Lumerin Protocol, which is the decentralized exchange to buy and sell hash power. So let's take a look at some of the industry progress. So yesterday, hash power used to be a hobby, right? You could mine Bitcoin on your laptop. You could mine Bitcoin on a Raspberry Pi. The requirements were very small, they're very low, and it wasn't as popular as it is today. And obviously now, today, hash power is an entire industry. It's the way people make a living. It's how mega corporations are built, and it's nothing to laugh at anymore. And in the future, we hope that hash power can be used as critical infrastructure for societies and actually a new way to utilize electricity. So let's look at this from a new perspective. We aren't actually burning electricity to get coins, but rather we would be translating electricity into a new commodity called hash power. Now, at Titan, we believe that you should have the freedom to own your currency. You should have the freedom to support a financial ecosystem that is tamper resistant from a single centralized entity or government. And it's our job to build a better system altogether. Now, how do we do this? Well, we accomplish this by focusing on keeping the mining of Bitcoin and other proof of work networks secure, optimized, and decentralized through better software. Now let's look at some of the trends for hash rate centralization. The top 3 pools control about 50% of the hashing power, and the top 10 pools control about 97% of the hashing power. So that's a lot of centralization within the top 10 pools already. Now, you might ask yourself, who should actually run a mining pool and when would it make sense? So it would make sense for every mining facility, any financial institution that's involved with crypto mining, and basically every company in the crypto space that's involved with mining. These are some of the trends of hash rate centralization. So you wouldn't want to start mining in the middle of a war zone, right? The first thing you need is to have stable infrastructure. That's kind of a given. The second thing is you want to have favorable government. So you wouldn't start mining in the middle of China because obviously Bitcoin mining is banned there. So you want to be set up in a place where there's favorable government policies and you can have long-term peace of mind for setting up your mining facility. And the last thing is cheap electricity. This is kind of a given because electricity is going to be one of your biggest costs. So the cheaper you can get electricity, the better. But if you can get free electricity, then that's the best. Now let's start thinking about how hash power can be used as a commodity. The first thing is you have to decentralize control of it. So we have to separate the creation of hash power from the actual control of hash power. And this is going to allow it to be treated as a tradable, interchangeable resource once we do this. So let's take a look at the current model. So on the left here, you start with a mining facility. This could be some big mining company. And then they basically send their hash power, they point it towards a pool, and then that's how they mine Bitcoin blocks and they get the Bitcoin rewards, right? So it starts with a super big mega mining facility, they point their hash power towards a pool, and they get paid for it in Bitcoin. This is the Lumerin model, however. So same thing on the left, you get a hash power seller, someone who's got all the hash power. We give them a Lumerin node, and then on the other end, there is a person who wants to buy that hash power. Could be you, could be your mom, could be anybody. And they also get a Lumerin node on their end as well. So there's 2 Lumerin nodes. There's one from the seller, and there's one from the buyer. And then right in the middle, it's all being facilitated through a smart contract, right? So it's all being done automatically through code. You don't have to trust anybody. You don't have to send any paperwork. You don't have to give them your address. It's all just being done through a smart contract, directly, peer-to-peer, straight up. You just buy the hash power from them. And this is a breakdown of it a little further in detail. So again, on the left, you have this mining facility, the kind of the mining farm that's generating all this hash power. They get a Lumerin node. And then on the other end, there are hash power buyers. and they have Lumerin nodes as well. So let's say over here, this top one, let's say his name is Bob. So Bob buys his hash power from this mining facility. It gets routed through the smart contract. It goes up here to Bob, and then Bob points his personal hash power towards any pool that he wants. Maybe it's his friend's pool, maybe it's a pool in China, maybe it's his own pool. You know, he can point it towards any pool that he wants, wherever he thinks it'll do the best, and he's going to generate his own Bitcoin rewards from that. And each person can point their hash power towards any pool that they want. And basically what this does is it takes all the hash power from this big mining facility and it spreads it to multiple people, therefore decentralizing it. And the key innovation here is that it's all being done through a smart contract. So you don't have to trust anyone. There's no sketchy company that's gonna, offer you some subscription model. It's all being done through code and on the blockchain. It's all completely transparent. So that's what we're doing with the Lumerin hash rate marketplace. Now, in the future, these are some of what we hope to accomplish. So we want to translate electricity into a global, decentralized, tradable commodity called hash power. So one thing to remember is hash power as critical infrastructure is key for the future development of all cryptocurrencies. The second thing is we need to have robust, transparent mining pools. That's a given. The third thing is we need to have decentralized hash power markets. So we shouldn't have to rely on centralized companies to control the mining for us anymore. We shouldn't have to pay for sketchy cloud mining services. We need to have decentralized hash power marketplaces like Lumerin in order for the future rollout and further decentralization of these networks. And the last thing is that miner NFTs and hash power tokenization go hand in hand. So basically we take an ASIC miner and then we attach an NFT to it, and that's kind of how it's represented digitally and moved around through the smart contracts. So thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions, you can follow us on Twitter at Titan_mining. You can also follow us on the Lumerin Twitter at Hello Lumerin, and you can follow our CEO Ryan K. Condren on Twitter as well. If you guys have any questions, let us know in the comments section. Give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful. Thank you guys for watching.